You're listening to the Throwback Metal Show with your host, Martin DeBourge, broadcasting live from the Metal Lair. And now your host will recap the latest news that won't affect your life at all, encapsulated in 30 seconds.
AC/DC drummer Phil Rudd charged in New Zealand with threatening to kill a couple of people. Led Zeppelin lost their first round in court. Claims against them that they stole Stairway to Heaven. What?
Led Zeppelin releasing music they didn't create? Say it isn't so.
Been dazed and confused for so long.
System of a Down announcing that they're going to do a string of European dates. It begins in April. No new album, but a tour. My guest tonight is the band Crost from Hemet, California. They traveled quite a way to be here live in the studio with me. I've got with me Joe, Pablo, and Jim. We're going to play a handful of their tracks from their first CD and some new shit they're working on. They're also going to be playing the Throwback Metal Festival 2 in Las Vegas, Nevada, October 9th and 10th, 2015. Go to throwbackmetalfest.com for those tickets. For now, let's kick off with the Mighty Maiden.
Excellent!
Alright, this is Martin DeBourge, Throwback Metal Show. My guest tonight is the band Crost, that's C-R-O-S-T. And let's go around and introduce everybody's here. First on my left, Pablo, say something.
Hello.
Oh, that's very well-versed.
That's Pablo Ponce. Pablo Ponce guitar.
Because I was going to say Ponchi, and I wasn't sure. I'm kidding. When you look at it in text, you just don't know what you're saying.
When you look at it, I have the French like DeBourge.
DeBourge, I accept that. I'm a fraud, though. I'm not really French. It's just my grandfather was adopted.
Well, neither am I.
Ah!
Just that little...
See, we're already brothers, because we're not French.
Well, there you go. I'm Jim Trejos, and that's like that's French too. Three horse. So
Three whores?
Trejos.
Three whores or three horses? What'd you say?
Yeah, that's how it could go either way. It's awful.
No, in all seriousness, Trejos is French for what?
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not.
I was trying to get in on your joke there with the Trey and the Frenchiness going on.
No.
Jim Trejos. You did say drugs.
Three whores, yeah. Three whores, yeah.
We're
off to a great start. And Jim, you're the drummer.
Yeah.
And to backtrack, Pablo, your guitar. And the other guitar is?
Joe Mish.
Joe Mish. Nice.
Hello, all the listeners out there in internet, radio land. How y'all doing?
That's a big land. It's a big land. Okay, so I'm happy to have you guys in the studio. I know that Joe and I had met previously when he was doing some fill-in work for Battlefront out at the Throwback Fest. And I don't know if I can take responsibility for this or not. Maybe I can't. But on the one hand, I kind of felt like I discovered Crost. But on the other hand, I noticed I didn't. You guys have been around since fucking 2006. But and the reason I thought I discovered it is because I go to the Facebook page, I see a few hundred likes or whatever, and I'm asking Sean from Battlefront, I'm like, what the hell's up with Joe's band? This material is amazing. And he's like, yeah, I dig it too, but you should hit him up. I hit you up, and at first you weren't sure about doing the fest, and then something went off in your head to where, yeah, let's do it. And I'm wondering if there's a history there, like maybe you guys were on hiatus, or what's up?
Stuff you can never really tell. Over the years, there's been times where we would have to take a break, and it wasn't that we didn't want to do next year. It was just like I said, I can't say for sure what we're going to do in a year, and I didn't want to make that commitment. But then he all day, come on, man, I did Crost, you guys should do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, you know what? I'll talk to the guys.
And it can't just be me. I mean, the first 4 songs I heard, and now I'm up to 8 of them. that you guys have put together that you've given me, and I know there's a body of other material I haven't heard, but the first 4 I was sold. I was like, this is fucking awesome, and I gotta put you guys on the fest. I'm glad you guys are there, and I'm glad I don't say this every time I'm interviewing a band. I truly dig this stuff, and I listen to it for pure pleasure when you guys aren't here. So awesome.
Right on.
Yeah, it's
like I told you at the Throwback Metal Fest. Thanks, you and all 4 people who really did Crost. I appreciate
the band
it.
members.
But
no, it's like the band members and Sean.
But I'm convinced that people need to be exposed to it, and I think they're going to dig it even more. So we'll get that going. Because we're only doing 5-minute interview segments, and I know we got a little over a minute left here. Who are we missing? Some guys in the band that belong to the band are not here tonight.
Yeah. Right now we're missing Travis, the bass player. Yeah.
What's Travis's last name?
Wilson.
Travis Wilson. He's also a Himic / type of kind of guy out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And then the singer was again?
It's Jeff Trevor.
Yeah,
Jim's brother.
Which is Jim's brother. And we'll get, when we come back after the interview segment, we'll do a little bit of history lesson on how that came about and go from there. But are the songs I'm listening to here, for example, coming up, what was the name of the song we just listened to? It's gone off my screen, I think. That's correct, okay. You are correct. That's your song, you would know. And then coming up, I'm going to play Stone Pariah right after this interview segment. That last song we heard, or this one coming up, any of those got that vocalist on there?
Yeah.
The vocalist. Sweet. Now, I hear 2 distinct vocals going on in your music. I do. There's a nice high harmony. Is he harmonizing himself, or one of you guys doing that?
Oh, on that, he's harmonizing with himself.
Okay, cool. You gonna pull that shit off live? Pressure's on.
Yeah. A lot of times I'll do the back.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Jim speaking, we'll do the back. And then we're trying to get other people involved. Pablo's got a pretty good range where he can do a few things too, which is pretty cool. So we can have like that 3-part harmony and stuff.
Yeah, definitely one of the things we're working on is bringing more of this back and trying to get more melodies with that. Making it sound a little bit more cool.
Which are all the elements I dig. This one's called Stone Pariah. All right, Martin DeBourge back with you in the studio on the Throwback Metal Show. I'm glad we cut that one off before your real singer, what's his name again? Jeff, Jim's brother. Not that didn't sound good. I thought it sounded good in a weird way. I kind of liked it, but you say those are demo vocals and you prefer the masses don't hear it. So I cut it off, and that's fine. I would very much look forward to hearing that song with Jeff on vocals, but we did cut it off, so we're not going to play that one. Let me see what I have coming up next. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to do another interview segment here. We're going to have to. 1 second. Boom. We are going to play Golgotha Road, which gets me to the interview questions that I didn't think I was going to have to do until later, but whatever. We're winging it. That's why I drink a martini. Shit just bounces right off me. What I found interesting is, now, I don't mean to embarrass anybody, but this is my job as an interviewer to get right to the point. We see a name like Crost, C-R-O-S-T. It's pronounced Crost, like C-R-O-S-S-E-D. We see song titles like Golgotha Road and Ordinary Messiah. I can't help but notice the religious connotations.
That gets brought up a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, and that's like and one song Joe wrote.
Yeah.
And then one song I wrote. It really has nothing to do with anything. Really, anything we write about, religious. It's always fantasy, and I think maybe religion has a lot to do with people's mentality on things or direction.
Sure.
So, and people always struggle with that. So I think sometimes I write with that perspective of looking for something greater. So and like Joe, he takes his ideas from a lot of. I think mainly political views and stuff like that.
It's a lot of medieval stuff, using medieval imagery as metaphors, but there is like politics. But Golgotha was like a personal song. But I just liked the title. I was like, Golgotha is a palace of bones. So this road with like a bunch of towering fortresses made of skulls was the idea. And then it was like, oh wait, yeah, that's right.
described it to me as like Vikings.
Yeah.
And Vikings, like one part where they're just kind of going on the ocean and battleships and stuff.
Good. Jesus was a Viking in the Bible, wasn't he?
You almost quoted a Leonard Cohen line right there. Jesus was a sailor.
He was a king, but not a Viking.
Well, I'm gonna have. I'm sorry, I'm calling you out, dude. You just talked about Jesus, which is a New Testament, whatever we want to say about him, and then Leviticus, which is like, I think it's the second, very Old Testament. Book of laws. It was a well-placed joke.
Actually, to answer the question so that I can see it, Crost gets that. I get that question a lot. But it's not a good example.
Okay.
We do have lyrics that we need for certain things. We'll label ourselves.
Would it be fair to say that you guys are more like a concept band? You see an interesting concept or something to write about, you will. A lot like Maiden would. Doesn't mean you necessarily believe you're a power slave, but you're gonna write.
Oh, yeah, because like lyrically, I always end up leaning towards kind of actually like writing in a story structure. Like the 3 verses, there's still like a resolution to the end of the story. I know that Jim, when he writes lyrics, likes to get more trippy with it. It's more like a bunch of images that try to evoke a feeling and kind of figure out the story on your own.
I give you a little vague direction so you can try and figure out on your own what these thoughts end up what they mean. That's when Joe's a little more solid.
Oh, gotcha. So, is it a good guess for me to say the song we're going to play later, War Cry, is a Joe song?
Yeah, you can tell.
But the reason I appreciate War Cry, if it was my introduction to Crost, I would pick Let Me Hear the Second Song. But if the second song sounded like War Cry, I'd be like, okay, this band is summed up. But the reason I love you guys is 2-3 songs isn't summing you guys up. I dig how there's versatility from song to song. It's pretty amazing. So who's doing, would you say it's a 50-50 split as far as lyric writing go? Are you handling most of them, Jim, or what's going on there?
Lyrics right now has been kind of 50-50 with Joe and I. Yeah. I'll write, we'll come up with songs and I'll write the stuff on my songs and then the stuff that he kind of comes up. Joe, for one, comes with everything. So I got the song, I got the lyrics. I got all my guitar pieces worked out, you just need to come up with the drums and here's a little direction. And then as we work on it, we'll kind of change a few things.
Now, did you write this one we're about to listen to, Golgotha Road?
Joe wrote it, but I don't think there's any lyrics on that one either.
Yeah. But there will be?
There is. It just didn't get it recorded.
So we're going to listen to 7.5 minutes of an instrumental right now? Alright, cool. I'm down.
It's almost like a dual song because the intro is like a whole 3-minute piece of Joe.
Oh, which we're talking over right now. Alright, this one's called Golgotha Road.
This is Hignite, the voice of Mind Cage. You're listening to the Throwback Metal Show.
Okay, Martin DeBourge back with you here on the Throwback Metal Show. My in-studio guests are Crost, and things are, we're just kind of mixing some things up here and going from song to song and changing some things up because some things we probably should have connected on earlier, but it's all good. We're fine now. The next song I'm going to play will be the song that I had to cut off before, and hopefully we can play it in its entirety. The guys won't know if I have the right version until we hit play on it. But it is called Stone Pariah. Did you write the lyrics to that one, Jim?
Yes, I did.
And what's that song about?
It's vaguely about, I guess it's vaguely about a messed up love relationship. I mean, people can connect with that.
I've never been there.
So, but it's kind of like that. But it's like a little short story. And really, when I write stuff, I see visually everything. So, really, in my mind, it's visual aspects of the thing. So I put the words to the visions, and then the music is so much inspiration too.
If I could stop you, because I write a lot of lyrics too, what you say I find fascinating. You say you're visual about it. You're sitting down in front of a blank notebook, and you're about to start sketching out some lyrics, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean by visual?
Well, when listening to the music, it's like, in my mind sometimes I'll see a swooping cape with fog lifting or, things like that. And that kind of draws me to the attention of creating an atmosphere in the words connecting with the music. So when the listener hears it, they draw this whole, hopefully what I'm seeing, similar, a whole vision of what the music is. And so it's more than just listening to it, you get a whole visual aspect.
Now, this is about to become a Jim interview instead of a Cross interview because I find that very fascinating.
I was going to say it's because also he's an artist too.
Artist, like a graphic artist.
Most of our artwork is from Jim doing it, so it's always like, even musically, you see something from like an artist perspective.
Right. As well did he. So the it paints a picture of cinematic. Really, I mean, what you're imagining is a scene in a movie.
That is perfect. That's exactly it. It's always a cinematic thing to me. I see.
But wouldn't the challenge? And I'm fascinated because I do write lyrics, and I struggle with them. It would seem to me that you've opened up for yourself a challenge to portray in words what you visualize.
Yeah, it's got to sound as big as what I envision.
That's not easy.
It's not, but sometimes I think people are very connected to the simplicity of words. They can find a few connecting words and it means a great deal. And if you can find the placement of those few words, then it's going to open up the visuals and then it's going to open up your mind.
Right. Now, well, since you're an artist, and let's just go down that path, you paint a picture, and many times, as is true with all art, it can be interpreted, and people look at it and say, well, this is what it means to me. In my mind, though, since I'm not an artist, and it could just come from ignorance, I look at a picture, for example, my Frank Zappa poster where he's sitting on the toilet. You don't know the history behind that, but you kind of wonder that, too, when you paint a picture. Are people really getting what you hope to portray from it? And to me, words hit a little bit more closer to home, and they're more direct than brushed to canvas.
Right. You can only hope. You can only hope that they find that same connection. But I always leave it open for interpretation as well. So it has a wide range. And, looking at that Frank Zappa, in my mind, I'm like, what does it smell like in that? So my mind is getting, I want to create that for the listener.
It smells like genius. It smells like genius. I don't care what he did. Whatever he did was probably intelligent.
It smells like genius and insanity.
But yeah, there could be many adjectives.
And you wonder, was that a photo shoot, or is there more than one photographer in there? Was that just
Or a home
It
photo.
looks pretty
A home
candid.
photo.
Does it look candid to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's actually a couple ones that are sitting on the toilet posters out there, so that's why it makes me wonder if it was a shoot. But the balls of that guy, pardon the pun, to get stripped naked for the picture, it's pretty gutsy. At any rate, this isn't about Frank Zappa, it's about Crost. So we're gonna do the Stone Pariah song, and I'm hoping it's the right version because I really like it, and we're hoping this is the version with Jeff on vocals, and we're about to listen to it right now. Crost, Stone Pariah.
It's so cold in my soul. I've been thinking about where to go. It's so cold in my soul. I'll be leaving now. Here I go. This life is driving me away. Too many lies from yesterday. And you're pulling away 'cause there's nothing more to say. And you make it hard when you walk away.
All right, Martin DeBourge back with you on the Throwback Metal Show. There's been a lot of talking going on during this break where we were listening to that last song, which is called what, guys? Ordinary Messiah. And for those of you listening, you could probably tell all the variations that were happening, the changes that happened out there, and especially towards the end. The guys were talking about how at shows, many times, people go to these shows expecting a straight-ahead metal band, and they switch it up, and they go into these weird interludes. But that's personally why I dig it, and I can understand why it's not your straight-ahead metal guy that says, "Oh, fuck yeah, Slayer," and they're gonna adopt you guys. They're gonna be the, let's just call it for what it is, the intelligent listener that understands there's more going on here than just a basic riff.
Thank you for that.
And I dig it. I dig it for that reason. But beyond that, I think what we haven't talked about are influences. And I get the sense that there's so many different influences from each member of the band. But you guys come together. For example, off the air, you guys were talking a little bit about you get together and you say, let's try this and let's try that, which I can say from experience, and I'm sure you guys could too, isn't conducive to metal. A lot of times metal bands get together and it's straight ahead and here's what I wrote, now singer sing. And drummer do your beats. But you guys get together and you're experimental, and I think that is already different from most metal bands.
Yeah. I think a lot of time what creates that metal sound is the distortion of the guitar. And if you kind of take that distortion away sometimes and look at some other elements or effects that you can use on the guitar, the drums could still be metal, have that same fast beat, but because things change around it, it totally creates a different element.
Which I can imagine, because I also sing for a progressive band, I know that feeling when you're playing live. It's like, oh, they were getting into this section of our song, but then they're bewildered at the rest of the song. And I can see that happens for you guys.
People walking out.
That can happen too, or sometimes it's just the open jaw for the rest of your set, like, somebody translate for me. And I get that, and that's cool, but you guys are true to form on it, and that's what I appreciate about you guys. But talking about live, what's going on there? I mean, is there going to be some of that? You guys getting back out there and playing?
Yeah, like I said, that we're trying to get, because always there's, at some point, like, people can't make it practice, and it's like, all right, well, 4 people got the song down, we need to bring the other guy up to speed. So since we went and played in Ramona Main Stage in August.
Oh, nice.
And so we've just been trying to get everybody caught up on the new material.
So the Ramona Main Stage in August, damn, I missed that one. Was that right after Throwback Fest?
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere because the guys from Hellsot were like, I think it was Tuesday or something, they're like, hey, we need to open a band to open on Friday. You guys do it? And I was like, oh, let's do it. It's going to be a drive and everything, but...
When are you talking about being ready for the
By the way, what's up the Hellsot and Battle?
What's up with the new wave of gigs? I mean, when are you guys thinking you'll be ready to go back out?
Probably January.
January.
Yeah,
right there.
The stuff's actually coming together quite
Well,
nicely.
then maybe you guys be interested in playing a NAMM weekend gig? You want to do a NAMM weekend gig?
Absolutely.
A Friday night, January 23rd, House of Metal, Santa Ana, Malone.
I'm gonna be there anyway.
Wow, Malone. Yeah, Malone's is a great stage. Well, 2 stages there. But we're playing Cantation, we're opening up for Ruthless, and I happen to know that Eddie's looking for another band. I think you guys would be awesome.
Oh, wow.
I would love it. Do you think you could be ready for that? Yeah. Eddie,
I was going to say, well, there's, 3/5 of the band are here, so...
Well, it's a half-hour set. Yeah, you got to make sure they're available January 23rd.
We'll play 2 songs.
But, and since I'm on my second martini, I could be bold enough to say the only thing we're up against that really is threatening as far as competition goes is J.P. Lee's band in Costa Mesa that night, but his singing sucks. Yes, I said.
Oh, what are they? Red Dragon? What are they called?
What's
Just
that?
call them out. Which J.P. Lee's band called?
The Red Dragon Cartel or something? Yeah.
I did hear one song on it.
You know what? Recording-wise, that guy fucking nails it. Live? You haven't read the article, huh? Anyway, I only have 30 seconds. I'd like to talk about Crimson Dancer. Did you write that one too, Jim?
No, actually, that's Pablo.
And Pablo, you sang on this one too. Nice. Lyrically, you got 20 seconds now. What it's about? What's it about?
Basically, I guess 20 seconds is about a vampire.
A vampire. A good vampire or a vampire? Is there such a thing as a good vampire? Maybe. Anyway, we'll talk more about it when we come back. This one's called Crimson Dancer.
Wicked
with a smile, like heart and soul, a diamond's rock to behold. Just a gripping tide to a crumb of light. About oblivion, through nothing lips you speak of sin. Stop to the face, a little taste, the being I go by leaves no trace of the pain that's welling deep inside.
Martin DeBourge on the Throwback Metal Show. This is our second to the last interview segment. I've got Crost in the studio with me. We've got Pablo, Jimmy, and am I allowed to call you Jimmy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I like Jim. Do you?
Yes.
Jim or Jimmy? It's interchangeable.
Who do you like, Jim?
I think Joe. He did say that just now. He said, I like Jimmy. And Joe, and we're talking, and I think we just put a show together. I mean, I'm going to talk to Eddie from House of Metal, but it sounds like you guys are going to do a show with Cantation and Ruthless, and that's going to be badass. We're looking forward to that. I can't imagine that we're going to have a new CD out by then, but it'll still be great to have you for that. But we'll talk about a new CD for the Throwback Fest next time it comes around. The show we're going to play after this interview segment is War Cry, and that is actually one that Joe wrote. And Joe, I mean, War Cry, and when I did read the lyrics before you showed up. It seems like it kind of straight ahead, like a battle cry, like let's rally the masses and let's do this.
Well, it was just kind of a tribute to soldiers in general, the good men and women that believe in honor and duty, and they're generally fighting for their fellow soldiers instead of some political ideology. So I was like, all right, I'll write a song, and in my mind, visually, what I saw was almost like it could be any battlefield, but it kept switching. The soldiers were from all periods of time. Maybe like Templars, soldiers from World War II, people in the current wars we were dealing with. So it was just about the last moments of some soldiers.
I think and this is about to become the Joe interview segment, right? I think that's very cool, and the reason I want to talk about that is because, I have some strong opinions that I'm not going to express right now. Everybody's got some strong opinions politically and militarily speaking, but I think you touched on something very interesting, and I think in the end, when you're talking about the battlefield, when you're talking about two soldiers, arm in arm, you're talking about surviving.
Yeah.
They're not talking about, well, we're out here and we're fighting for freedoms. No, I want to do what I can to save my brother's life.
Exactly. That's what war cry is about.
That's amazing.
That's where the idea was coming from.
And I think, it comes back to that. It's about humanity as opposed to about, are you Republican or Democrat? It's about just the humanity of it all.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Aside from the last lines of the song, there is a little bit of that, but it's more like
there's a little bit of the Republican-Democrat?
No, just that governments, when they put troops in harm's way, then we should try to make sure we're doing it for the right reasons, and that's like the final option. Like there's no other any recourse or any way we can negotiate that we have to go to war. And when they do make that decision, they just got to make sure that was the final one. They try to exhaust all other possibilities first.
Right. I remember some years ago, right after this, one of the more recent deployments happened, NPR was getting behind the scenes on it a lot, interviewing a lot of the soldiers that were about to go out. And one of the captains had to stop the interview process because NPR was digging up information they didn't want the soldiers talking about. And one of the soldiers was talking about, I don't necessarily agree with why we're having to go out, but I'm in and I have to go. And when I do, it's about me being, there with my brothers. Yeah. What I'm going to have to do to fight. So
it's the old mentality. You're in for it. You're kind of going to be panic fodder. There is no
as it should be, and I think, I'm one that could probably talk to y'all, not all day long, shut me up after a while, about how I think we shouldn't. But in the end, it's exactly that. We're here, and what I think about why we're here isn't as important as let's just get the fuck out of here. Let's fight this out. And I think that's a cool subject line. Did you guys play that live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when we actually played quite a bit live.
Cool.
Usually in our rhythms.
Very cool. Well, I'm glad we got to talk about that one for sure. It's going to be uploaded. People will be able to find a link to that. I'm sure when they go out to visit YouTube or your guys' website to find out about that song. It is called War Cry, and it was written by Jim. Now, is Jeff on the vocals?
Yeah.
Sweet. And I did listen to that before you guys showed up. I think kudos to your singer. Very versatile, because it sounds very different. I think that's very cool. This one's called War Cry, and it is by Crost.
War cry.
Martin DeBourge back with you on the Throwback Metal Show. My in-studio guests are Crost. And next up, we're going to hear a song by them called Hellhound Heart. Who wrote that one?
It's Hellbound.
Yeah. Did I say hound? Yep. I fucked up. I apologize. I almost
We're
said it
changing
again.
the name of the
Hellbound
song now. Hellhound Heart.
I was like, hey man, that sounds cool.
Right in. It depends on the mood.
So, Hellbound Heart. You also wrote the lyrics to that one, Jim?
Yeah.
Sweet. And so, what are we tackling subject matter wise on that?
I don't know.
Okay. Cool.
It's like when the Beatles put stuff together, but nothing like the Beatles, and you're just putting words in phrases. Actually,
what Beatles song did that, by the way?
I think it was.
I'm all for calling people out on this shit.
It was Day in a Life.
Day in a Life.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense to me, though. Maybe I'm high when I listen to it, but it makes perfect sense to me. 4,000 holes in Blackburn, Lancashire. I mean, who doesn't get that? But at any rate,
if you the lyrics are kind of being like angels and demons battling, really, and different cryptic things that are in our own earth and stuff that people don't know about. Again, it's that thing where you're supposed to kind of draw your own conclusion on a lot of the things.
But
so
at the end of it,
yeah, nice. So
Jeff is dead.
Would I be right in saying that the moment has lost me? Sorry, I was too busy laughing at you.
You were probably right.
I was probably right. At any rate, the new album. Let's talk about the new album. You guys are currently underway recording a new album. Is there a direction that's different from what you did before?
We just keep moving forward. Like, there was a period of time where our style seemed too weird to us, and then we finally just decided, when it comes to the fast stuff and the heavy stuff, we're gonna, whatever that song is, we're gonna make it more fast and intense. And with the progressive stuff, we're really we're not gonna hold back on that either. If it's gonna get that far out there in tribute, we're gonna go ahead and do that. So the songs are definitely a lot more like the song he was saying he's trying to have ready for tonight is like 10 minutes. The song Monolithic, it's got a lot of
It's super epic. It's really very dynamic. I think we're going for a lot of dynamics with the stuff that is going to be that way, the progressive stuff. And like you said, the fast stuff that's going to be there, it's going to be fast and it's going to be in your face and have great people and stuff.
Nice. Well, I mean, I'm encouraged to hear that because that's all the elements of why I like you guys a lot. And for those out there, I mean, I know that there's a few people in the chat room right now talking about how much they dig what they've heard so far by you guys. But for those that are going to stumble upon the YouTube interview that I'll upload later this week, it's crostworld.com and it's facebook.com/crostworld, right? Yep. CROST World, just so people know. And that's cool. I'm glad. I really hope this show that I'm thinking is this sort of thing is going to work out. I know you got 2 other members that you got to talk to about it, but yeah, it sounds like it's a done deal. That means you two guys got to get. When I say you two, I'm talking about Pablo and Joe. Got to get NAMM passes. See, that's why you always got to treat the drummer right. Even though he plays over you guys when you're trying to have a conversation, he's the guy who knows everybody. Does that happen? Please tell me it does, because I'm about to shoot my own drum. At any rate, after this interview segment, I have a feeling I've really only scratched the surface with you guys. I really get that sense that there's so much more we can talk about. So I'm definitely going to have you guys back again. That new CD that you released will be a good marker point for you guys to come back and do this interview again. And I'm looking forward to that. And before you guys leave the studio today, I'm going to have to ask you to stick around until the end of the segment. I'll have you guys do a little station ID for me, that would be awesome. In the meantime, we're going to listen to the final song from Crost tonight. It is called The Hellhound Heart. That might be... Did I say hound again? It's a done deal. It's a done deal! It's a done deal. And I apologize for that. Hellbound Heart. It's by Crost.